Broadway has switched from doing plays to doing spectacles, with airplanes flying in and chandeliers falling. That's not the Yiddish theater. My experience some years ago was with a publication called the New Yorker. I had a show at Town Hall, and it was a Yiddish show, and they wouldn't list the Yiddish show in the New Yorker with the listings. So I got the company and we picketed the New Yorker.
I see in Max Eisen's office various posters of Yiddish shows with Bed Bonus and Minna Byrne and Molly Pecan, some of the famous Yiddish actors of the past, and the celebrated Fiebisch dancers. Well, Felix was a very famous dancer in his life.
Fiebisch, how old are you?
85.
How old?
85.
Wow.
I'm an old man. I am glad that I don't have to pretend that I'm young. I have to accept my age. That's what I am. And I'm very happy that I am still capable, you know, to move.
Ich will dich keinmal nicht verbeiden. Ich bin zu stark verliebt in dich. Was kann mein Leben denn bedeuten, wenn die wirst nicht sein neben mir?
Yiddish theater is not an old culture, but Yiddish language is a culture that existed for 1100 years. And I think it's sad that Hitler tried to kill the people in their culture. He failed at killing the people, but in a way he did succeed in causing a lot of Jews to have shame in their culture. And what I'm hoping is that I can show that, you know, there is a lot of beauty in this culture. It's sad that, you know, Jews are helping kabuki, old Chinese opera. They're helping a lot of older cultures, but they're ashamed of helping this culture.
Well, I guess one could say, too, that it's unusual, as your grandmother were beating up people speaking Yiddish on the street, that you have, it must make you feel good in that regard, just like bringing the family circle together in a more positive way, huh?
Yeah, it was a very weird journey, especially when I went to tell my mom that I want to make a movie about Yiddish culture, you know. She has all these issues. We're a family that basically created the state of Israel, both for my dad and for my mom's side. We have Moshe Shoret for my mom's side and was the second prime minister, and Ephraim Katzir was the president of Israel. So coming from this very Zionist, Hebrew-oriented family to do something that is going a little beyond was a little awkward for my family. But I think it showed that we have reached an age where we can look back at our culture and not with shame, but with pride.
Exactly. And we don't have a fear that Hebrew will go away. I mean, it's strengthening when you think about it. You know, the old days, names like Shmuel Rudensky doing Yiddish, Fiddler on the Roof, or whatever in Tel Aviv, obviously left the theater to speak Hebrew on the streets, thanks to Eliezer Ben Yehuda and some of the, and your family names that you mentioned. But I think that you're right. We have much more self-esteem now.
Right. And I think one of the things that is sad, both for this movie and for stuff I documented, is for some reason people in LA are much more inclined to help Yiddish culture than people in New York. I read in the New York Times, I documented they have this library of all the great Yiddish plays in their original language with the playwright actually in handwriting writing it. It was rotting in this cellar in New York for a few years now, maybe 50 years. Nobody in New York wanted to help. I read in the New York Times, I think 2 weeks ago or something, a week ago, Eli Broad from LA gave the money now to preserve it. I made this little documentary to try to bring to the attention a lot of this stuff that is slowly decaying in New York. The money that we got came from, you know, foundations and from wonderful people here in LA who decided to help. I think there's something in the West Coast that people, you know, somehow have more, I don't know, pride in this culture, and it was very weird for me.
It could be also the fact that Hollywood is constantly generating creativity. Yeah. So those in Hollywood who are Jewish are holding on to this with more pride, and so the combination. Right. It's true, though. I think we underestimate the energy in Jewish Hollywood.
Yeah, no, I think exactly. I was always under the perception that East Coast Jews are much more proud of you know, their culture, while West Coast Jews were a little different. But somehow I realized, no, that somehow maybe because people here are in the entertainment and understand the power of the media, they do understand how important it is to preserve culture.
Give us again how we can partake. That's a good word. Partake of your new film.
So hopefully everybody will come. The premiere is going to be at the Hollywood and Highland Complex at Mann Chinese 4 at October 8th, 2 p.m. And afterwards there's a reception, thanks to the Center for Jewish Culture and Creativity in Wells Fargo at the Renaissance Hotel. And that's free for everybody who attended the premiere.
Good luck and keep up the great work. Everything you ever come out with is just superior, and it has a great Jewish fiber to it.
Well, thanks a lot. And I hope also a lot of young people will come, because I think it's a story both about culture, but it's also about people and what makes people tick. And for me, watching these older actors, how they wake up every morning and they find meaning in what they do and in preserving their culture, for me it was something very inspirational and something that I hope when I reach their age, which is 90 plus, I will have that energy.
Who knows, you may be speaking fluent Yiddish, but...
Who knows?
Who knows? Thanks, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
War mir bist du schön, means you're great. Habibale, im Krieg werden wir ständig beide sein. Habiba, Habiba, Habibale, sie weiß die an sich hab ich also lieb. Habiba, Habiba, Habibale, Bach und ständig bei dein Stief.
We return with Mark Friedman.